Hello and welcome along to Slimming World. My name's Angela, for those of you that maybe don't know me already, and it's me that's going to be looking after you on your weight loss journey. First of all, I want to say a really, really well done for taking those first steps and beginning your weight loss journey. I know that sometimes that isn't the easiest thing to do, so I really do take my hat off to you and say a massive congratulations. What I'm going to do is spend the next little while explaining our amazing food plan and all the support that goes with it that's going to help you lose weight, develop habits, and keep that weight loss off for life. How good does that sound? So let's get stuck in. So what will be winging its way to you will be one of our packs, which look like this, and it says on the front, "Be amazing." That's absolutely what our plan is all about, helping you feel amazing. And inside it, there's loads and loads of support for you as well. So it'll be really important that you do take some time and get to know what's in these packs as well. First up, we have a lovely booklet which talks about being delighted with your first 6 weeks and getting yourself set for success. I'll come on more to that in a little bit. We also have some great support for you at Slimming World, and whether that's in our real life groups or whether it's right now in our virtual world, we are striving to give you the best possible package of support. And a lot of that is going to come from not just me, but from our other members in group as well. So they're going to celebrate with you, and they're definitely going to be the ones that are supporting you maybe in the weeks that are a bit tougher. And sometimes that will happen as slimmers, so we're absolutely going to do it together with our group, and I'll explain all of that as well. We will talk a bit about activity. We call activity body magic, and it says in the front of this lovely introduction to body magic, be adventurous. It might be that that's what it's going to take for us. It doesn't have to be running a marathon. It can be anything that's going to get your heart beating a wee bit quicker. That might even include some housework or, parking the car a wee bit further, but we will help you with that if that's something you're ready to introduce and as and when you are. What I know you're absolutely going to love, however, is our food optimising plan. Be in love with the food that you're going to eat. Who doesn't want to enjoy the food that they're eating and losing weight into the bargain? And that's exactly what I'm going to talk you through just now. So imagine a new life, a new you. We have a wonderful warm welcome from our chair and founder, Margaret Miles Bramwell, at the start of the book. 52 years almost of helping and support members up and down the country to lose weight without feeling hungry. Our groups really, really are where the magic happens, and where you're going to get lots and lots of help and support as well. Food optimising is absolutely the most generous eating plan out there. You're going to feel good. It's the most effective plan to help you lose weight, to help you create new habits, and also help you reach your dream weight and stay there for life. We're going to be satisfying our appetite. We'll be able to eat at any time of day. One of the huge things for me is not feeling guilty. And you'll find all of that in food optimising. Food optimising, you'll find yourself eating probably a lot more, but for less calories. You're going to find a stroke of genius, which is our free food. We talk about that a lot. It's one of the biggest steps that we have. Really, really is free food. That's the part of the plan where you can fill up on unlimited, generous, different types of foods without weighing, counting and measuring them. The power of free food is absolutely massive. You might be wondering, how can I eat all of this and lose weight when you hear what I'm talking about? But trust me that every plate that you pack with the unlimited, generous, tasty free foods is going to help you do exactly that. It's going to help you lose weight. It's going to fill you up, but for less calories, because our free foods are low in calories. It's going to keep you fuller for longer. Because the list is so generous, you'll automatically be making those healthier choices, and with that you'll be naturally limiting your calorie intake and you'll be losing weight with it. How good is that going to feel? And as you lose weight, you'll probably find that your appetite will reduce as well, so loads and loads of benefits. A couple of pages which will really help you add benefit to your weight loss are our symbol sense pages. These are free foods that have a symbol next to them, and they're going to give your weight loss some benefit or another. Whenever you see an S symbol, that's letting you know that it's a speed free food. So I already said that free food are low in calories. Speed free foods, you've guessed it, are absolutely even lower in calories. So in other words, if we can get more of them on our plates, that will boost our weight loss. And what we would recommend is to include at least a third speed free foods at meal times if we can on our plate, and if we can snack on them in between. And here's a little example there of that lovely nice plate with your steak, your baked potato and that lovely speedy salad in there. I said you could fill up and keep yourself fuller for longer. Well, our protein-rich foods are the way to do that, and they'll have a little P symbol next to them in your book. And then F and C are fibre and calcium. So really, really good for health, but really, really good for weight loss as well. Your slimming success starts here and now. 3 extra easy steps that are going to guide you all the way to fabulous weight losses. You'll notice that there's lots and lots of different sizes in there. We've got one which is massive, and that's the one that I've already bragged quite a lot about. That's our free food. That is making sure where we choose most of our food to come from each day. Choosing foods from this list will absolutely see you losing weight with no fuss, and filling up on a wide variety of nice tasty foods, and remembering to enjoy at least a third speed free food on that plate. After your free food, it's going to be absolutely vital to weigh and measure your next steps. So you can see in the book when it comes, step 2 is your healthy extras and step 3 is your sins. These will be measured steps. So if you need a set of scales or a measuring jug or measuring spoons, they'll be really, really key. Step 1 is our free foods. This is the unlimited free foods that you're going to be able to make work for you. Free food is how you're going to satisfy your appetite on even those days when we're really, really hungry, but it's also how we're going to be able to learn to lose weight and keep it off for good. Couple of golden rules with free food: a wide variety of foods and everything in moderation. Each step will have a lovely summary for you detailing what might be in it, but then you can dive into the lists of foods. So first up, we've got meats and poultries. This is everything which includes meat, poultry, game, offal. All that we want to do here is look for very, very lean cuts of meat. In other words, if we can see any fat, trim it off. When we are having things like mince, as long as we look for 5% fat or less, that would be absolutely free. Cooking it without oils or fats, taking skin off before we eat foods, no weighing, no counting, no measuring, just enjoying that list of foods. Fish is next. There's 2 whole pages in there, and again, packed full of protein. You can start to see those symbols in there. Over the page, it's dairy products. So these are going to provide you with great extra calcium. You might want to use them to make dips or simply just enjoy them as they come. Fat-free natural yoghurt, fat-free plain Greek yoghurt, fat-free skyr yoghurt, quark, which you'll find in a lot of our recipes. Eggs, totally free, and you might want to enjoy them boiled, poached, fried, whatever, scrambled. The list is endless. My personal favourite, rice, pasta and grains. Cooking them without oils and fats. They're absolutely a free food at Slimming World. How amazing is that? What won't surprise you is to find 2 whole pages of vegetables. This is where we're going to get that lovely speed symbol. In other words, this is where we're going to get those speed boosting foods on our plate. If you remember at least a third of them on your plate, and you'll get some brilliant hints and tips from our current members in group how to include them. Fruit's the same. Most of them have got that nice speed symbol. Anything that doesn't is still a free food, so absolutely fine to enjoy. Again, throughout your book, you've got different hints and tips. You've got some health-wise, you've got some weight-wise tips in there as well. Beans, peas and lentils, so they're a great way in my mind to pad out our meals. And they've packed full of protein and fibre, totally free. Again, enjoying them for super healthy, super tasty meals. Vegetable proteins and meat replacements are in there, and you might use these just as a wee change, or if you just prefer not to have meats, pasta dishes, chilies, curries, all sorts of possibilities out there. Things with your corn fillets, mince pieces, or maybe tofu and things like that, as long as it's the plain variety of them. A brilliant, brilliant, generous list, and I know you're going to get great ideas from other members, but what you also have on top of all that brilliant free food, satisfying free food, is a whole list of store cupboard staples, which are going to bring taste and flavour and variety to your meals. This will include things like your spice rack, your herbs, your spices, vinegar, salts, peppers, your stock pots, your stock cubes, mustard powders, passatas as long as there's no added oils, soy sauces, loads and loads of things out there which will help you. And again, one of the other hints and tips you'll get is from some brilliant members already in group who love to cook. What we're going to ask you to do is think about the swaps that you can make. Lots and lots of small swaps will add up to massive change and big results. What you do have on page 28 is a small list, and these are the top swaps that our current members and our target members have already made to enjoy Slimming Success. It's things like swapping sugar, maybe to sweetener, 1 sin for a tablespoon of sugar, free if it's sweetener. My personal favourite, swapping regular cola, which comes in at 7 cents a can, to diet cola, and it's free. You will find your favourite swaps, and again, group is the place to get some great hints and tips and swaps in there and borrow them for yourself and your own weight loss slimming success. What will help you get started is our brilliant free food essentials shopping list. That would let you go out this morning or tonight, whenever it might be, and get yourself all the free foods in there that are going to give you a fabulous first week. Fill up on that free food. It's tasty, it's generous, it's just amazing. After free foods, if you remember, I said that everything else will need to be weighed and measured. So we are going to move on to step 2, which is our carefully measured healthy extras. These are going to be calcium and fibre. So you're going to have 2 A choices each day, which is our calcium, and 1 B choice each day, which is our fibre. What will be really vitally important here is grabbing a set of scales, a measuring jug, or even some measuring spoons to make sure you're really accurate. A choice is calcium, 2 of these every single day, and calcium is either going to be milk or cheese. So when you get your book and you have a look in it, you'll be able to find for yourself those different measurements. Same with the cheese over the page, telling you how many grams would be 1 healthy extra. What I personally love down the bottom is that grab and go section. So for the times when it's busy, for the times when I maybe don't have a set of scales, things that are pre-measured to protect my weight loss. 2 from A every day, and the next one is 1 from the B choices every day. This is our fibre. So you might choose cereals, breads, crisp breads, cereal bars. We do a range of them, hi-fi bars. Some great flavours. You might choose nuts and seeds, or you might choose dried fruit, cooked fruit, or canned fruit. Whichever you choose to enjoy is absolutely fine, but it'll be really key to be looking at those weights and measures and keeping the scales and the measuring spoons, etc. out. So there you have it. Fill up on the generous free food, carefully weigh and measure your healthy extras. Now you've heard about them, we need to let you know about the final step. And you might already be wondering, how can I eat all of this food every single day and lose weight? Well, you absolutely can. And that's because what you're naturally going to be doing is tightening up on all of those foods which have maybe caused us to gain weight in the past. And the ones that I guess will pose the biggest risk to our weight loss journeys. That will be foods which are high calories, maybe high sugar or high fats. We would call those foods sins. However, none of these foods are banned with Slimming World. In fact, nothing's banned with Food Optimising. But what we are going to do is ask you to think about how you can carefully control and measure them. Because dead honestly, if we don't, these will be the ones that could be the risk or could jeopardise our weight loss. Anything that doesn't have a free food value, for best results, we're going to encourage you to do a number of things. Think about your day ahead. Can I fill up on free food? Or can I swap that item that I was going to have, which might be a wee bit more sins than I'd planned? Can I swap it to something lower? Can I agree a sin limit with myself? So everybody will enjoy 5 to 15 sins each day. Some of us might enjoy slightly more to begin with, or some of our male members will automatically get more, but agreeing that limit with yourself. You might find free food alternatives or lower sin values to your old high sin favourite items. You might just look up the items that you love so that you have an awareness of them. And finally, one of the things we're going to ask you to do is weigh and measure them as you go. And I will come back on to sins just shortly. But there you have it. a rebalancing act, which is food optimising. Unlimited healthy free foods with no weighing, counting or measuring. Measured healthy extras, 2 A choices every day and 1 B choice every day. And finally, 5 to 15 controlled sins. Nothing banned, but all about the balance. Swapping old patterns, I guess. Swapping old habits. What we're also going to encourage you to do is think around about everyday life, everyday socialising. Over recent years, our drinking habits have changed. And whether that's at home or whether we're out, we want to relax, and absolutely we can. But food optimising isn't just about food, because alcohol can actually have a massive impact on water weight. Not only is there sins in the alcohol itself, but it might impact our decisions later on around about food. So it's really, really worth thinking about all of that and being well prepared. And again, in group, you'll get some great ideas and some great plans to put in place to protect those weight losses. Fast forward 7 days from now. Oh my goodness, what can I tell you? Food optimising will work 100% for you if you're prepared to give it 100%. So you'll see that we're asking you to make some changes to the way you shop, the way you cook and the way you eat. And if I'm dead honest, any plan that says to you, slim without making changes, well, they're not being honest. And that's not what we're going to do. I'm going to help you to make as many changes as you possibly can. I'm going to help you to incorporate loads and loads of swaps and habits. Because what I can promise you is that no matter what you would love to lose in your first week, food optimising will absolutely give you those weight losses, whatever that might be. Whether it's £4, £5, £7, £10 in your first week, whatever you would love to get, absolutely go for it and you will achieve it. I know it. I just absolutely know it. To help you get the very best results right from the very beginning in week 1, right the way through to your second week, your third week. And in the weeks that come, we have in the book 10 essential steps to terrific weight loss. These will help you each time you step on the scales to put a plan in place for the following week. Comes with using your books. It comes with deciding on the things that you love. You might score things out. You might write yourself a meal plan. You might think, this week I'm going to aim to vary my choices. This week I'm going to make a list before I go shopping. And you'll notice one of them is absolutely highlighted, number 10. I keep talking about them in group. All of our fabulous members are where you're going to get that help, support, and absolutely some great ideas each week. Group really is where our magic happens, if you like. We will give you lots of ideas, and that's throughout, whether it's in these packs. We'll give you breakfast, lunch, dinner, snacks, whatever you might need. We'll also talk to you about, it might be that sometimes you're struggling and you don't have time to cook. Well, then we might talk to you about a range of meals which are exclusive to Iceland, and you can enjoy them free as well. So loads and loads of different ideas for you. To get your weight loss off to a flying start, what we've also popped in your pack are some of our food diaries. So they look like this. They're in there to get your weight loss off to a flying start. And we're going to ask you to use them for the first 4 weeks. The food diary's been developed to help you learn how amazing our plan is and enjoy a new way of eating to help you get towards that dream target weight. We're going to ask you to jot down everything that you eat and drink, and you will notice that it's broken down into free food, which is the most we're going to ask you to enjoy, healthy extras and sins, and it gives us some great hints and tips. So free food is free food. Rely on it, make it the heart of your plan. Carefully weigh and measure those healthy extras and write down those sins, and some examples in your book of how to pop them in there as well. This will bring you the very, very best results. We'll ask you to pop it back, and while we can't pop it back in group, you can pop it over to me virtually on a picture, and I will absolutely make sure that I can help you get off to the very best support. I'll drop you a message if I think, wow, that looks amazing. I'll drop you a message if, do you know what, there's something on it I could help you with for the following week. And do you know what, I'll probably drop you a message anyway, just to give you that brilliant support that as slimmers we need in our first few weeks. At the very back of your pack, you've got all of your SINs. So this is where you'll find our SINs database, a lovely contents page where you'll be able to look up the items that you love. You will, of course, also have access to our online website and our online app with our brilliant scanner, which we got last year, which is just amazing. Revolutionised shopping, definitely. In your book, dead honestly, I love looking in my book for SINs because it encourages me to look for maybe lower SINed items, to look for something a bit different. What's really important is that we make sure that you're looking at the amounts that you can have to make sure you're keeping within the SIN. So it might tell you underneath a heading if it's per serving, it might tell you that it's per item, it might say so many grams, it might say level tablespoons, so that's when we get the knife out and we level it off to keep it accurate. So let's have a look at how you would work out SINs. So for me personally, my favourite item, which I had to know the value of, was a packet of ready salted crisps. So I would look under crisps and snacks, and if I look down, ready salted, if I find Walker's crisps, all varieties, a 32.5 gram bag, I would scroll over to the number in bold. That would give me my SIN value at 8.5 SINs. And I'll just see if you can maybe see where that is. So Walker's crisps, don't know how clear that will be. It's just in there for you. And it's that level of detail. What it also might make me do is have a look and see, oh, wait a minute, can I use less SINs on something else? So encouraging me to find and make those swaps. At the very, very back, you have an eating out guide. So in here, we've got some generic, so maybe some fast food, some takeaways, and we've also got some branded things like our Burger King, KFC, Greggs, so loads and loads of stuff to help keep us on track when we're out and about, and help us with that slimming success. We've got a reminder around our SINs, so if you're a wee bit unsure as to what we said, you can always have a look back in here. And then we've got our lovely personal progress record. So these packs will come to you, and I'd encourage you to fill that in as well as we go, and then each week popping in our weight loss for that week and any plans, what your plan action is going to be for the following week. We're going to help you and support you with those plans. We've got a whole package of support designed to get you all the way to your chosen target weight. We're going to make sure that you have the very best support in terms of food and activity. We're going to make sure that we have some fun in group. That's what group is all about. We're going to make sure that you're nice and safe coming from our nutritional team. They make us the very safest place to lose weight. They make us safe for everybody. So new mums to be, members with diabetes, 11 to 15-year-olds can come along in our free to go plan with a parent or guardian responsible for their food, but help them making healthy choices along the way. So loads and loads of support in there for us. Absolutely, we're going to make sure that there is no humiliation and that you're supported in the best possible way. Number one on our formula for your success is absolutely our food optimising, which you've just heard about. And how amazing does that sound? But it's not just that. The next biggest thing which is going to help you along the way is what we call our image therapy. That's where we're going to give you the very best support. That's where we know our plan's brilliant. Absolutely, our plan is brilliant. It's generous, it's satisfying, it's the best out there. But you know what? Sometimes habits around food, drink and activity are much harder to change. And in fact, that's when our image therapy will be really important. Because, you know, as humans, we are all different. We're absolutely none of us are the same, which makes us amazing. But that's when the power of our image therapy, which incidentally stands for individual motivation and group experience, that's when the power of our image therapy will be really key. There'll be some weeks when we're losing weight beautifully and we're following the plan, and all we might need from group is an idea, a recipe, sometimes just a bit of time for you. But there might be other weeks when we don't get the results that we want and we maybe become a wee bit unstuck. And some weeks, that's when our image therapy will be really important in helping us get a plan in place for the week ahead. Help us think about what are the things that are stopping us as a slimmer? What am I like as a slimmer? what's caused me this week to become unstuck? That's when group will be really, really important. And in those weeks, it'll be my job to make sure that I'm asking you those questions that'll get you thinking a little bit more than in the weeks when we're seeing the weight losses that we're after. To reassure you, that might look that it's easy and it might look like there's not a lot to it, but our image therapy is really, really structured. We've got 50 years in helping members around the psychology of slimming as well. Some weeks I'm going to ask you to remember the importance of being so kind to yourself, because I know that in the weeks when we maybe don't get the results that we want, those are the weeks when we're tempted to be probably hard on ourselves, and I'm going to ask you to think about that and make sure that you're kind to yourselves, and of course we'll support you with that in there. So you have one last thing at your fingertips which is going to help you in your new member pack. It is the booklet that I said to you, be delighted with your first 6 weeks. Get set for success. We're going to support you with your food and your alcohol and activity habits. Well, why 6 weeks, you might ask? We know that with 6 weeks of determination, 6 weeks of introducing new habits, 6 weeks of making changes, we know that members that do that can absolutely lose a stone or more. How good would that feel? What an amazing start that would be, wouldn't it? Help you form new habits around weight, help you keep it off for life. 6 weeks to springboard your weight loss success, and loads of hints and tips in here around what we're like as a slimmer. Different things for different people. What foods, once we start, we maybe can't stop. What are my danger zones? What are my less conscious sabotage traps when I'm upset, I'm tired? We're all different, aren't we? But loads and loads of great hints and support in this booklet for you. And of course, some more food ideas. What more could we want? So that is our plan. You do get one last thing. I said one last thing a minute ago, but you do also get one last thing when you come along to group. You are going to get the support of me. So what does that mean for you as a slimmer? So I'd love to reassure you this morning that I absolutely get what it's like to be a slimmer. I absolutely know that there'll be some weeks, like we said before, weight loss is happening. We're delighted with the results. But I also know that there'll be some weeks when we find it tougher. And that's okay. That's okay to be like that. We do all have those weeks. But in those weeks, like I said earlier, I'm going to ask you to be really kind to yourself. And I'm going to ask you to think about how it felt to begin that weight loss journey and what losing weight means to you. It's absolutely okay if some weeks you need me in the group to help you a bit more. That's what we're here for, to do it together. You're never out there yourself. Everybody that comes through our doors is absolutely a target member in the making. And do you know what? If some weeks it takes us to have to dig a bit deeper so that the following week we're celebrating, then oh my goodness, how worth it would that be? Please don't forget, if you're enjoying losing weight, shout about it. Now more than ever, it's important to make sure that we are healthier and that we're the best we can be. And like I say, I'm here to do everything that I can to help and support you get there. So you've got to the end. That's it. You're ready to go with food optimising. Here's to a fabulous first week, and I will look forward to catching up with you soon. Take care, folks. Bye.